I started stripping in the mid-'80s, and Bob Seger music was played regularly back then. Main Street, probably less so than like Hollywood Nights or Night Moves, mostly because it's kind of a slow song. So like the DJ's never gonna play that in the evenings or like on a Friday or Saturday night, but like on a Sunday afternoon or some other lazy afternoon when the girls could kind of play anything they wanted to. And like we all loved it. I mean, it was about us, and it spoke about strippers in such a lovely, positive light. Like, definitely had a special place in our hearts. And even though like most of the girls who danced to it were probably biker chicks, which we still had at the clubs, because back in the '80s, that was a time that there were some new clubs popping up, but most of the clubs were really, or a lot of them were like biker bars transitioning to gentlemen's clubs. So most of them still had a few, at least, biker chicks in them. Like, and some of them were super young and hot, and then a handful of the other girls were just like older biker chicks and not hot, but just paying the manager a little extra on the side to get kept on the roster. But anyway, yeah, so there were biker chicks in all the strip clubs still back in the '80s, and they loved it. We all loved it. I mean, to this day, I still get nostalgic whenever I hear that song. I immediately flash back to being a baby stripper in the '80s. I mean, if you were a stripper in the '80s, you loved Bob Seger and you loved that song, and quite frankly, Bob Seger probably loved you too.